Good morning in the Netherlands. Good night. Can you hear me well? Perfect. First of all, I like to thank you so much for this presentation, that we can present our project on behalf of all our partners. You can see and listed with the logos on the first page of the presentation. And we are so incredible proud to be the first added on the list, international register, Memory of the World as the very first digital born history. I will present my project now. And what we do when we are registered as the very first, we have a party in the Netherlands. And here you see the pictures, how proud we are to be the first digital born heritage. You see the pictures of Amsterdam in the Waag, of Marleen Sticker, the first virtual major of the digital city, which you can see as well, a screenshot on the back of my screen, one of our first digs in this web archaeological project. And we take you back, really back into time, back to the future, like more than 50 years ago with the birth of internet, the birth of the web, and then we say the birth of the digital city. And it all started with help. Our digital heritage is getting lost. And as the Digital Preservation Coalition has made a beautiful picture of the bit list, practically extinct. If you don't do nothing, it will go away. And we know FinServ said, watch out for the digital dark age. And you see in the screen the letters that was one of the results of putting a tape in a tape reader, and you can't read anything if you don't have the right software, hardware, clever people to work with you. So then, first of all, what is the digital city? The digital city was started in 94, and it got really big attraction of the public because in this unknown world, the virtual world, there was this city like taking elements from the physical world to present this new world in the digital city, the city as a metaphor for the new cyberspace. In the digital city, you could go to the post office, you could go to a library, you could go to a central station, and you could meet people virtually and discuss on all topics you wanted. And the digital city particularly is a very authentic group, a fluid group. It was initiated by different kinds of people, independent media, hackers, and as well the municipality of Amsterdam. And it are not the numbers we know now from the social media, but these were very high numbers for the very first start of the web. And here you see the screenshot of the digital city. To start this project, at that time, I was working at the Amsterdam Museum, and they invited me. The digital world is coming nearer and nearer, so what can we do? And then we started the project, and here you see the beautiful oil painting of Cornet, which is an exceptional, beautiful painting with a top view eye from Amsterdam. And what I did, I put a screenshot of the digital city next to it, just to emphasize we are entering a new world and we need real new technologies and new disciplines to treat it well, because if you've got it, how to restore it? And it needs equal attention as the world we know. The digital city is a very important historical source about the early years of the web in the Netherlands. And here you see the three screenshots. It is the evolution of a city, of cityscapes, of this born digital heritage. you can see the technology was advancing and the digital city clever administrative programmers were following the new technology to enter the new world. And in this new world, the digital city, the people were discussing, having their ideas and entering the new world. So a lot of culture of this time. And you do not want that the digital dark age is making this disappear. So we had a project on our hand, especially the Amsterdam Museum, because we tell the story of Amsterdam. And as well, this virtual city is illustrating the story of Amsterdam. It is taking bold steps into technology and it is innovating as a museum, working with a lot of other people. Because as a museum, we could not do this by ourselves. We needed other organizations. And that in this project, we work with so many organizations and citizens of the city. Our goal of the project was to reconstruct and preserve the city. Because first, in 2001, the city was taken offline. There was no money, there were new technologies, other companies surrounding. So the city was taken offline. It was no longer existing. So our plan was how to get it back so you can reconstruct and preserve the digital city. But to do so, we needed new processes, new technology, new methods. And especially in this project, starting in 2011 already, the most important thing was ask attention for the danger of digital amnesia. If you do nothing, it's gone. So we started to work with a lot of organizations with specialized knowledge to help us. And we wanted as well with this project to lower the threshold for other web archaeological projects. I continued, okay? I'm not sure if I'm hearing questions or I will continue. As well, we wanted all the knowledge we would gather to share this. And as well, we wanted to make this digital culture future-proof. That means make it visible, make it usable, reusable, and to preserve it. In our project, we had like 5 different phases. First, you see the original screen again, problems. The bytes didn't work well. Then we organized the Grave Diggers Party and invited all old digital city workers. We invited inhabitants of the city to work together to collect stories, to collect hardware, software. So that was the dig. Then the reconstruct. And I will come back to this. Students working hard on it. Then how to archive it. And then how to disseminate it. So here you see more of the digital the grave diggers party. We had a working space and we had a museum space. In the working space, we asked everybody, look at your attic, look at your old computers, what do you have, and bring it to us so we can reconstruct it. You can see the tools, computers as excavators. Like here is the metaphor of archaeology coming back. We had buckets, storage. We had Unix commands using as spades and pickaxe and trolls. We had scripts using like metal detectors and USBs for now the cloud for findback because you need to keep all what you found. And of course, most important, if you want to be found in the end, to describe it, your metadata, and that were our finding cards you see on the lower picture. As well, at the moment we were digging into the data, and you can see the picture, and we have this red-white lint used by the police to ensure a crime scene. But here we said, please, only real system administrators and programmers can come to this space because they know what they do. Um, as well, we started at the same time the museum for showing what we found, because that's one of the most important parts. It was a party, a grave diggers party, to find the stories, to find the objects. And also, the people were coming there. And then people with all our digital heritage, it is the recent history, the people are alive. And if you don't know exactly how it worked or how it should work, you ask the people. So we were like doing oral history and collecting all the memories of the people. So not only hardware and software, we collect the stories and the memories of the people, because these are your online manuals, or these are your manuals. After the party, you can see on the screen, we found so many objects, and we were so proud of that. And especially we knew as well, because of the party, what to look for. And interesting is, you see the design here. It is a new design to present the new world. And going further, at the Gravediggers party, we heard there was a freeze. And the freeze, you can see it on the screen from the Wayback Machine, known to you. We found a story about the freeze. When Digital City was 2 years old, it celebrated its anniversary by giving itself a present. That was the freeze. We give ourselves an archive. And the archive then were those 3 tapes. And you can see we found these tapes in the end, and then how to open these tapes. We could not open it because we did not have a reader. Then the Royal Library in the Netherlands called me back and said, Tjarda, we found the reader, but it was used as a footstool. And then we got a tape, and of course, if you put a tape in, it was stuck. We made it work again. We reverse engineered the tape, and then our Henk Peek at the Computer Museum of the University of Amsterdam helped us to get the data off, because we all failed to read, but Henk really found a solution how to get the data off. Then we worked again with other people, the students, and the students were a little wondering, like, should we work with this really old stuff? And we could really, get them to do it and tell them, you are the clever guys, you are the clever girls, you are the future, help us to understand the code and make it back and make it alive again. They built 2 versions, an emulation and a replica. One is restoring the old data with the original software on the old machines, and the other was a replica, rebuild the whole city with modern technology. And the good part of that is that with the makeover, you also can lose the viruses, because you also inherit the viruses if you have the old data. In the end, you see the 2 pictures. You cannot see the difference between the 2. Only the really experts could tell the difference between the emulation and the replica. Meaning now we have found back the city. And then you can go to the next status, and that means archiving and preservation scenarios, and make it accessible. You see the pictures under. There are several exhibitions now with the data we found, and that makes it that you can tell the story. You can bring back it alive, and you can make the future researchers understand what once was the digital city. We use different techniques for the archiving. And at this moment, at this very moment, different institutions are making it accessible to the audience as well. So here you see the collection at the Amsterdam Museum, and to the right you see the whole block where we all put our knowledge. We were very, very happy to win the Preservation Award of the Digital Preservation Coalition. And then again, you can see it again, we make a party with the students, with all the people who worked with us. And you can only do it together. And then still there is a lot of work to be done. And this is another area we have to discover and find how to restore digital heritage. There is still a lot of work to be done with the link rod. There are projects we know with the Internet Archive and Wikipedia, which could help us a lot. There is still a lot of code we can explore. And could we then make the very first 4D collection of the world? And then we share all our expertise and experiences in different Dutch written or English written. So here, this is my presentation of the digital city.